Hello everybody. Hi, it's Rachel here. I'm going to show you what I think is an easy way for children to learn long division. It's a method that my daughter was taught in her school in year 6 last year, and she taught it to me, and I think it makes long division so much easier for children. It is a method that is known as the pennies method. And the reason why I think it makes it a lot easier is because we've just got to remember pennies, i.e. money. So the coins we would have in our purse. So we know we have a 1p, a 2p, a 5p, a 10p, a 50p, a pound coin, which is 100p, and a £2, which is 200p. So we can just use those monetary amounts or coins to multiply with, so we can get a nice list of times tables to use that we can then subtract from our from our division to find out what our quotient or answer will be. So therefore we are using 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 and 200. Easy to remember. If we can't remember those numbers, we just go back and think, what are all our pennies? And because we've been using coins for quite a number of years, we can probably remember that a lot easier than how to do a long division. So let's have a look at how this would work. Sorry, I'm covering up a bit. But I'm going to look at a number sentence that says 321 divided by 15, and we don't learn our 15 times table. I mean, I'm sure some children have, but we don't generally, so it makes it a little bit tricky to do any dividing, because we know it's dividing and multiplying sort of go hand in hand, and if we can multiply by something we can then divide by it, but 15 is a bit tricky. So how are we going to do that? We'll use this pennies method. And the first thing we will do is we will do some multiplications, our 15 times table. So by those pennies, as I said, the 1, the 2, the 5, the 10, the 20, the 50, the 100 and the 200. So the first one's easy. 1 times 15 is 15. All children can do that. 2 times 15, well, that should be quite easy. Some children will be easily able to see that 2 times 15 is 30, but some will just remember doubling. How do we double? 2 lots of 15s, we can double up 15 to 30. So that's fairly easy. So those first two, we can tick the box for. Then we get to the 5p. And as I was going through this with my daughter as well, even she said, oh, that's a tricky one. 5p really is the hardest thing you're going to have to do in this whole method. So if that's all it is, it's not a bad method. So at the side, somewhere on your paper, on a scrap of paper, you would work out 15 times 5, as I have done there. It's 75. So I've got 5 times 15 is 75. Right, we've done the hardest thing now. Nothing's going to be harder than that. So then we carry on going. So 10 times 15, pretty easy, because that's just 10 times more than 1 times 15. So we can make 10 times more than 1. That 15 is 150. If we really can't remember that, we put a 0 on. Same for the 20p. 20 times 15 is 300. 10 times more than the 2p. The 2 times 15 that we did. Easy. So up to there, easy. Then we get to 50 times 15 and we're going, oh, that might be tricky. Of course, we did our 5 times 15. This again is only 10 times more. Add a 0 to it or multiply it by 10. It's 750. And then, which you might not need for this this calculation, but if you've got 4, 5 or 6 numbers, you probably will. Your 100 times 15, well, that's just either 100 times 15 or it is 10 times the 150. So it's 1,500. And then the 20, again, it's the same. It's only 10 times that 300 we did for 20p. So 200 times 15 is 3,000. They're pretty easy to work out, actually. So for any child, if we can go through it methodically, takes a bit of time. So that's what some of it which throws children. It's a long-winded process, is long division. But those are fairly easy to do, as you can all see. And then we lay out our division, not in the number sentence, but in this bus stop method. All your children should have known that. They probably learned that in year 3 and did it with very simple numbers like 32 divided by 4. But you learn the bus stop method and it looks a bit like people waiting at a bus stop. So we still use that method. So that's very easy for them to understand. So if they can't do all the rest of it, at least they can lay it out properly, and they know how to do that even in year 6. And then the first thing when we go on to work out what the quotient is, the answer that's going to go on top of our bus stop, we look at what that dividend is. It's 321. We're looking for 321. So we're dividing that 15 into 321. Don't worry about that 15 that's like saying it's the divisor and it's going to do 15. We've done our multiplication at the side. So we know what things will go into it. So we look at the 321 and say, what is the biggest number that we've multiplied? That's looking at the answers, the biggest one and the products, the biggest number there that is the closest to there. And as we look along there, we can see that it's the 300. Nice and easy. So we go back to our bus stop and we write 300 under it, and then we do a subtraction calculation, a column subtraction. But what can you notice what I've written by that 300? In brackets, I put 20. That was because the 300 I wrote in there was from the 20 times 15. And if I don't put the 20 there, I'm going to forget how many times that 15 was going in at that point, as it were. That's going to form part of our answer, part of our quotient. So we need to remember that. Then we do the subtraction. Quite an easy one because there was 1 times 0 and 2 times 0 and 3 subtract 3. I mean, 1 time, not times, I'm really sorry. 1 subtract 0, 2 subtract 0 and 3 subtract 3. So it was 21. Right, nice and easy. I think this is going to be quite a small one to work out. So then we have another look again and we see the smallest number and the closest to 21, or the biggest number and the closest to 21 is 15. So we subtract 15 from 21. And as we know we're dividing by 15, we're probably already thinking there, we're going to have some remainders, aren't we? Because it's not 15 subtract 15, it's 21 subtract 15. And we actually had to do a bit of borrowing there, didn't we? But we were left with 6. And as you can see as well, next to that 15, I put in brackets the 1. It was 1 times 15 equals 15. It's 1. So that's going to also form part of an answer. And to get the actual quotient or the answer, what we have to do is we have to add the numbers up in the brackets, the 20 and the 1, to get 21. Then we can put that at the top. And you could leave that there, but that wouldn't be your full answer, would it? Because you've got this 6 at the bottom just left there. It's not just left there, it's our remainder. So we can put R6. Now, children might need to put this as a decimal, but at this point, I'm just going to leave you as that because most of the answers will be absolutely fine if they say remainder 6. Let's just get to this stage of making it easier and seeing how the children can actually use this easy method. Now, I hope that's helped you, parents, and I hope that helps your children. If you can maybe show them this pennies method with a couple of long division questions that are flummoxing them, have a go and let me know if they have more success with this. I am pretty sure that if they go into school and use this method, the teachers are not going to say, oh, that's not the method I taught you. They might either say, oh, can you show us that method? Which they'll think, wow, I'm being the teacher now. Children always like being teacher. Or they'll just say you got the right answer. They won't be too bothered about how you did it. Yeah, they'll be so impressed that they found a method that's now making them feel successful and confident in long division, which is actually a tricky mathematical process for any child to do. As I said, let me know how you get on with this. Thanks. Bye.